Good morning, good morning. It's good to see you here. Welcome back to another episode of Tangential Thoughts. I'm your host, Q, the energy sage, Q, the disciple. The Q, the psychic artist, Q, the cigar aficionado. You know what I'm saying? Just still manifesting, still scripting, keeping a positive mindset, knowing that our abundance and everything that we want is aligned for us. And we just have to keep, you know what I'm saying? We have to maintain our thoughts, frequencies, and keep embodying in that. And so right now it's Q the nomad. Q, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? Just me being me. And so today's, well, not today, yeah. This vlog right here is to just do a quick recap on this past week. I think week four's vlog was deleted because I tried to use StreamYard and I was not rocking with it and didn't like it. And so I just deleted that stream. So the week four recap is gone. So I'll make sure I'm on YouTube so we can do the week 5, day 35 of living out the Jeep. Day 35 living out the Jeep. So, highlights of this past week. First one, read a book for the first time. And so I still got my books, you know what I'm saying? Some of the books are in storage, but it's 3 books I've been keeping with me. I just thought that sometimes I would be reading more often because before I left my apartment, reading was a part of my day. Like it was at a point I had all my books out, and each day I was just like, all right, let me tap in with this book. And you know, so I had 8 different bookmarks, and I was using all my bookmarks and all the different books. But reading was a crucial part to my day, and I was having fun with it. I was getting back into it. I'm telling you, if you see my books, I was highlighting, underlining, defining words, everything. I was loving it. I was back in the groove of reading and expanding my mind. And so it kept being, I'm like, yo, read a book, read a book, read a book. And the thing about like me trying to figure out how I can add it into my day, because I know like if I'm trying to stabilize my routine and figure out, okay, if I'm going to have any type of stability within my days and consistency, I know to wake up, when I start my day, wake up, walk around the park with Bailey. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I'm doing for my day. If I'm changing clothes, if I'm going to wash up, change clothes, wash up, then I'm walking with Bailey. We'll take a nice long walk. We're gonna walk for at least an hour or two. And while we're walking, I might be on social media, just posting videos on Instagram, posting videos on YouTube, or you know what I'm saying, looking on threads and looking at their memes and posting statuses like that and just trolling people on threads and stuff. And so that's like the morning, Jane. And then after the morning, it's like coming back here, then getting set up to go live on YouTube to do the tarot card readings. And then after that, it's like that's the main thing right there. Doing a walk, you know what I'm saying, trolling on, you know what I'm saying, bouncing between the different social media, just posting, putting some stuff up there, or just gleaning, you know what I'm saying, for more content. So for example, like Threads has really good art and memes, and sometimes I use some of that stuff for stuff, or some stuff that the artists that I follow on Instagram, whenever they post some good stuff, I just screenshot it and I make that the thumbnail for the tarot card readings and things. So that's what I be doing in the mornings, just going through, just bouncing around on social media with our walk. And then after doing the energy tarot reading, at the rest of the day will just be up in the air. Whatever happens, happens. And so now it's about, you know what I'm saying, but I like that, you know what I'm saying? It's like the first part of my day, I'm committing, boom, boom, boom. Walk into Bailey, do my tarot read, like that's the very first parts of the day. And then once that's done, it's like, okay, relax again. All right, now you got your free time, relax, go for another walk, do whatever you gotta do, this and that. And so it was about how am I going to incorporate reading into my day when it's like I've already, because you know what I'm saying, cause I like to be mindful of Bailey because she's awesome, you know what I'm saying, like right now, just chilling, you know what I'm saying, just laying. And so, but I like to make sure that she's active, she's getting her walk in with you know what I'm saying, because that, you know what I'm saying, that's boring for her. She don't want to be laying there all the time, so, but sometimes she does need a rest. And so she does really good. Like, if I'm on live, especially if I'm on live for a couple hours, and she just be sitting there chilling, I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She, like, we need to go for a walk, give her a treat, and keep it moving. And so it's like, me then reading is now going to be another time for me sitting down, and her having to just sit there and rest, and she has a lot of energy. So it was like, how do I really incorporate that? And so, but this one of these days, I think it was at the beginning of week 4. It was, well, yeah, that day that I tried to do the StreamYard and this and that, boom, boom, nose was going, I kept sneezing, no sinuses, everything was just messing up. And it was like, man, it was no reason for me to even try to push to do. It was hard to kind of talk. It was kind of hard to just push through. And so it was like, I was just listening to Spirit, and Spirit was like, yo, just sit down, relax. And so I just took that day to relax, and that was the first time I was like, you know what, let me, because someone was first like, read what, read what? I was like, what the heck is on my mind, read what? So I was like, you know, let me just go ahead and grab a book. And I ended up reading that book, and I sat on the bench for however long and just, you know what I'm saying, read like 12 pages or so, but it felt good to like, I'm like, dang, I'm like, God, I added that to my day again, I read again. And so I ended up reading again later in the week, and because I was like, dang, it just felt good to just sit down and read again. So reading a book was nice, and now it's about how can I, because there's 3 staples so far. It's getting up in the morning, washing and showering, you know what I'm saying, going for a walk. Then it's the energy tarot read in the day, and then it's the energy tarot read at night. Those are like the main 3 staples for the most part. Because sometimes, depending on how the day goes, I might not do the night reading, but for the main part, those are the main 3. And so another time of sitting down to read, or because it's also, I've been thinking about doing art. I haven't actually drawn a picture like once, because my hand had got messed up for the past few weeks, and thankfully it's getting back better. But I wasn't able to do any art, and so it's like those art and reading, adding a part of the day, setting time to do those 2 activities as well is something that I'm still working on incorporating. And so I may have to, because no, I like the night readings. I'm trying to think if maybe if I might want to take a couple of days off of Instagram, or not Instagram, but a couple of days off of YouTube or social media or something like that, where it's like, okay, I'm going to commit this time to those. Maybe, and I probably could, you know what I'm saying, leave it for the weekends. I think you only delete your Instagram like once a week. So I may end up just like deactivating my social media every weekend. If that's possible, I might end up doing that. And so and then on the weekends, I can set time aside to do art and to read. But I don't really kind of like that. I want to just be able to read when I want. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Well, right now I gotta figure out how can I incorporate reading and how can I incorporate art into my schedule. All right. Just, you know what I'm saying, we want to make some consistent parts of the day. So, one highlight I read for the first time this past week, and so that was cool to me. I was happy about that. Then, next highlight, I seen dude grilling. Mr. AG let him know. That's his YouTube handle. I think his real name is Gerald. He from Michigan, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But, and I said he played football. However, you know what I'm saying, when I get to talk to people long enough, they're going to tell me their passions, what they're interested in, this and the third. But, you know what I'm saying, he's a photographer. And so, but that's kind of fast forward. How it started was, I was just walking around this and the third. I was about to just sit down and get on YouTube and start posting some shorts. And then when I see him, and he had the whole table spread full of stuff. And I see him with the grill. And so I'm thinking maybe he got like family, friends, and that third. But after a while, I'm like, he by himself. And so all this stuff, and so I'm like, yo, what you grilling? What you got on the grill, bro? You know what I'm saying? So I started talking to him, and I liked everything he told me. And so we shared some energy and on some. I told him, since he was interested in photography, and I'm technically, at that point, I was like, I'm on week 4, and he was on week 2 of living out the car. So I was like, you know what I'm saying, we kind of on the same path here. And so I was telling him with you being a photographer and stuff like that, you could have a mobile photography business. And I said, there could be a point in time where you do 3 different photo shoots in 3 different cities because you're mobile. And then where you can get started is you posting up at the parks. Because I've been to Cali before. I seen the dude just walk around with a camera. He'll take a picture of this, that, and third, and then charge you $20. But that's in Cali, that's in Venice Beach. I'm like, here, you doing some low key stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's stuff that you like to do, you just doing it anyway. You be at the park, capture a picture of somebody, you know what I'm saying? Edit it up real quick and then show them like, yeah, you know, I just thought this was a beautiful moment. I thought it was cool, and I edited it for you, this, that, third. And they might like, oh, snap, this, that, third, boom, boom. And they might want the picture, and then you can, you know what I'm saying, talk to them, whiz your way into it, and just like, yeah, you know, this is my craft, this is what I do. If you can, you know what I'm saying, donate, throw some money, you know what I'm saying, look out. You might get a little $5, $10, $20 here and there, you know what I'm saying, just run it up. And all you doing is your craft. You just doing what you want to do. It's like you can start like that, but then you go mobile with the jump and think about you got all your equipment. How can you really do it mobile and just keep moving? So talk to him about that. If I do link up with again, it could, man, like the way I've been encountering people, it's like I keep coming in contact with people and I keep helping them manifest and think about how they want to do their stuff. Like even when he's talking about publishing a book, I'm like, yeah, with the photography you can have. I told him I got a photo book. I've been taking Polaroid pictures of people, put it in my photo book. He was like, I can do a photo book. Cause first time he was mentioning he wanted to write a book, but he didn't really know how to go about it. And then we keep talking about mentioning a photo book. He was like, I could do a photo book. I'm like, yeah. And then that makes it easier for you because like you post a picture and then you be like, here's the story behind the picture. You just adding captions to the pictures. And that can be your book, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I just told him and gave him some advice and input on that. So that was really cool. So me manifesting, I want the grill. I need a grill. I need a grill. I need a grill. I have a business idea for it, so I need a grill. And it's on some, that was the second time. See, him showing me that grill, it was portable. That thing folded down into a flat thing, and it was portable. Now, my guy Troy also, you know what I'm saying, put me onto the grills and whatnot. So that was the second time, like, the grill thing came back around. So, Spirit, universe, I need the grill. Make it somehow so I get this grill. So I can, because I'm going to do it. I have an idea that I want to do. I'm going to flesh it out. I got to get this grill. And the grill costs like $30. Yeah, the grill costs $30. So, all right. Next highlight is Mama Cindy. She herself is a highlight. Mama Cindy has been blessing us on some. It's just like what really got me, what really touched me was when I was doing the tarot card reading and she came up behind me and was like, you want a burger? And I was like, yes, you know what I'm saying? And she came back, she went back, she gave me like 2 burgers, fries, drink, and like, I'm like, and it just got out, just cause out the goodness of the heart. And like, the reason that touched me was because the day before, or like the day prior, so like within 48 hours, I had asked her about, you know what I'm saying, did she take Cash App? And she was like, I can. And I was like, try to Cash App her $1 for a Dr. Pepper. And she was like, don't even worry about it. She just gave me the Dr. Pepper. So I think it was either the next day or the day after that when I'm just sitting there doing the tarot card reading. And she was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm cleaning up. And she was like, you want a burger? And I was like, yeah. And she ended up giving me 2 burgers and fries and drinks. And it was just like, man, cool. And then even again, the other day, it was raining. And I had actually ran out of food this day. This was like, I had actually ran out of food this past week. And it was on some stuff. I'm just sitting in the car. She pulls up and drops off some food. Because she was looking for me and the other guy, because it's another guy. He's homeless. His name is Kevin. And he be out here, but she was looking for him as well. But she was like, well, I kind of figured out that this was your car, this and the third. So she pulled up and just blessed us again. You know what I'm saying? Gave us hot dog, hamburger, this and that third, boom, boom, boom. And even talking to her, she was on some stuff like, the reason, like, cause I'm like, yo, like, you just give so freely, you give so effortlessly, like, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing behind it. But she was homeless at a point. She was homeless for 4 months, and she was like, when I was down and out, it was just her and her dog Shadow, and it's just like, and it's like, cause she resonated, cause it's just me and Bailey. And every time she see Bailey, she give Bailey treats like that, and that's how it kind of started. Like we was walking to the third, and then she trying to get Bailey treats, and it was on some stuff, bro. When I be in this spot right here, and like when the sports teams are there, and the little kids like, can I pet your dog? And Mama Cindy will give the kids treats, give Bailey a treat, and like, so Bailey's always getting show love, and it's just like awesome. So Mama Cindy is a blessing in herself, and so bless her spirit. I pray that, because she's been telling me about her dogs. Like when I tell you that she got a big heart, she has 7 dogs. She had like 7 dogs, but now she got like 4. And she been talking to me about her one dog. He likes to jump, but he's a good 80-pound beast, but he still like to jump. And so thank you for I see the like there. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate that positivity, sharing that abundance. But he likes to jump a lot, and so he has knee problems. And so she's like, he's going to eventually have to go with the surgery and things. And so she's been telling me about that. So I pray that she receives the finances and resources to cover that surgery. Because when I tell you she is a blessing to me and to everybody else in this park, I'm like, yeah, they're going to name the park after you. And she was like, Sonny, when I die, and it's not that. I said, hell no. You need to see that shit before. You need a statue of yourself. They need to change. They need to put you know what I'm saying? You need to be immortalized, and you need to see it before you know what I'm saying, as you are here on this earth. What's up? So Mama Cindy is a blessing. I just want to make sure I give a shout out to her. I just want to make sure I talk about her. I want to make sure God hears me and knows that I'm so thankful for coming in contact with her and allowing him to use her to bless me throughout this week. So thank you to Mama Cindy. Oh, another message from her that I like from her, and she put it in my book too. But she said that when she was homeless for them 4 months, and it was just her and her dog, she said that was the closest she was to God. And you know what I'm saying? And as busy and as bustling as your life is, and like even my friend Kayla, she always talk about, she don't have enough time. She don't have time for this, that, that, boom, boom. It's like we get so busy, and it's like people don't have enough time for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they spend so much time doing whatever, and they come down to the end of the day, and they just like, man, fuck, I'm gonna just watch TV. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. It's not even enough time to just really pour into yourself. Just think about that. Like we live in such a time where we're on this hamster wheel, just running rampant. And it's on some, man, I ain't got enough time for myself. And by the time I even get some time from some free time, I don't want to do nothing for myself. That's the time that we sit here and live in, man. And then so she was like, those times she was homeless and just sitting by the lake, sitting by the water, her and her dog, and you ain't got no job, you ain't got nothing to do and no commitment, and she just it's just you, it was just her dog, and God, and she just talked and just script and just like that. And it's on some stuff like every day she feeds feral cats. Feral means wild, so in case you don't know. But she feeds the wild, like, so anybody, I do my drink at night, my video at night, we can document the whole thing and look at it. She'll do the concessions here. Before she leaves the concessions here, she'll go to the back of her car, and it's like 20 bowls, and she putting the cat food in all the bowls, and she has 2 different parks that she goes to, and she goes to feed the feral cats. And then she still got 4 dogs at home. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she is just such a giving person, and that's just her time, man. That's just her time. She is always giving. She's always giving. So, bless Mama Cindy. The next highlight was I ended up having a random interview with a lady from another country. Oh, she was from the Soviet Union. And so, this is how she kind of phrased it, because I really interviewed her, you know what I'm saying? Because we sat down, we was talking. And so she said, what's the difference between the Soviet Union and Russia? She said, Russia is in the Soviet Union. Russia is a country of the Soviet Union. And she's like, Russia is one of the biggest countries in the world. It's like 1/6 of the Earth's planet or whatever. It covers like 1/6 of the Earth. I'm like, shit. But her country is actually called Azerbaijan. I got it spelled right, but I would have to be next to her so I can repeat it. But I think it's Azerbaijan or something like that. But she's been here in the U.S. for like 35 years. Interesting parts that I talked to her, she was like, because what made her leave Russia, or what made her leave the Soviet Union, is she was like, it was becoming, there was wars within the religions. And because there was no religion, and she said they went to socialism. And so within socialism, none of the religions were recognized. And then when they left it, then people started coming out like, oh, well, this person's Muslim, this person's Christian, and they started having wars out of that. And because of their differences in religion, that led to war, and that's why she left. But I think she said they turned some of the churches into museums and things like that. So the reason that was a highlight, because I had a random interview, and so that's a part of the lifestyle, that's a part of the manifestation that I want, being able to travel and have people sign my book and be able to interview people and just immerse myself in different cultures. And like, if I got my cigar, you know what I'm saying? I got my cigar. I'm a cigar aficionado. I got my hand rolled cigar. I'm in Italy, or I'm in Jamaica, or I'm wherever, and you know what I'm saying, having these conversations with people, learning about the history, learning about the culture. And so that was a highlight, because my live stream that day ended up being over 3 hours long, and so that was really cool. The next highlight. So with my book is on Amazon. That's already published. And so what I was meaning to do was, I had started it once because they put me in that mental asylum. And then when I got out, I wanted to type up like what happened in there. And so I started it. But then I've been on this wave. I've been living out the Jeep. So I went back, and because I watched some other readings, I watched some other tarot card readers, and she was really picking up on a lot of my stuff that really resonated with me. So I'm like, oh snap, she's talking about me and my book and whatnot. So I'm like, let me go ahead and get this thing finished. So stayed up in the back of my car, in the back of the Jeep, typed it up. I typed up what I could. So it was like, it's still story-like, and it's like, okay, this is what's really going on. It's just not maybe as much detail as it possibly would have been if I was able to finish it back in July. But I put that part, so it's like, it'll be the regular part of the book, and then the back part is what happened in the mental asylum. And then as soon as I was publishing it, the battery go out on the laptop. As soon as I was publishing it. And I was sitting here trying to charge it up and this and that, and that joint never cut back on. And just either I tried plugging it up into the Jeep, and I tried plugging it up into the socket in Walmart. I don't know what actually happened. I don't know where I put the charger for my MacBook, but so I know I got it typed up. I need to go ahead and republish it, because now the way I was thinking, I was gonna make a 3-part series to the book on some. Part 2 will tell you what happened in the mental asylum. Part 3 will be me documenting and typing up however long this part of the journey is. And so this part of the journey is actual living out the Jeep. And so I think that part talks about what happened in the mental asylum. And then part 3 will be, it'll just be a series. Part 3 will be, man, this is how we was living out the Jeep, and what was going on from here. So I've been doing a good job of journaling, especially I've been journaling every week, and got some of the vlogs up here. So that's all right. So when I go back to type it up, I'll definitely be able to fill in those missing spaces and things like that. Keep myself as a reminder. Next highlight, the car shut down. Boy, let me move over real quick. The sun coming. So this was a big highlight for the jump. Daggone. So I knew my gas was getting low. But the Jeep usually be on some, like, when it get to a certain point, the light come on, but then at a certain point, the message will come in and say, you need to refuel, low fuel. When the low fuel comes on, I'm like, okay, I really for sure, boom, boom, boom. But I never came, and I was still riding. So I keep pushing and whatever. And I got to a point, I told Kayla, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna cash app you. I had $10 left on Cash App. I'm gonna cash app you the 10. Can you give me the $10 in cash? And it's because the reason I gotta work like this is because my bank account is in the negatives. My bank account negative because I just filled my tank up one day and I just let that junk go to the negative. And so I got to maneuver. I was like, yo, I'm gonna send you the 10 on Cash App. Can you bring me the 10 in cash? And so I was supposed to get up with her one day, but for whatever happened, I think it rained that day. The day I was supposed to meet up with her, I think it rained that third, and so we like canceled. And it's like, do we still need the gas? I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just wait because I was on some stuff like I'm gonna just wait to get gas because I have to. I want to make sure I can go to church, and I want to make sure I can go to my court appointment, which is gonna be on a Monday. And so I was like, I'm gonna just wait to get gas, and boom. Well, I'm in the car. And so I'm in the car, and I think it was cold this day, or it was like I think it was another day. It was raining or cold, or it was. I think it was just cold, and I got my snake in my car, and it's okay for my snake to be in the car because the snake doesn't need sunlight; it just needs heat. So if the car is hot and humid during the day, that's actually okay temperature for my snake. And so when it got cold, I'm like, nah, let me try to heat the car up. So that's all I do. I cut the car on just to cut the gas on to heat the car up. That Jane said, it cut on, and then it was like, doom, 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 doom. I said, oh, snap. I turned it again. It said, doom, doom. I said, oh, snap. So the car completely just stopped. And so I'm like, all right. I need help. And then so I asked Kayla, I was like, yo, you got a gas can? She was like, no. Are you stuck? It's like, I ran out of gas. So she ended up getting the gas can and bringing it to me. And so she gets the gas can and bring it. Now the thing is, I had been riding on E for so long, it was now past that meter mark. It was now past that mark. And so when we put the gas in it, and then we go to cut the car on, same thing happened. I'm like, oh snap, that one enough. And then but she had got a 1 gallon drink, so we went back to the gas station, come back, fill it, put it back in again, and then still not cutting on. I'm like, ooh, okay. So when we do it the third time, I'm like, yep, we might as well just go to the fourth time, just to answer the third. So come back. So we go back and forth between the gas station and the Jeep 4 times, and then on the 4th time, and that was just weird and janky because the funnel that came with it, it had this red button. It kept saying you put whatever that was. We couldn't really get the gas to come out through that funnel. And so we ended up the last one. If you watch this short, if you go look at my shorts, or even if you go under the playlist that says Chapter Homeless Reinvention, you'll see the last one is when we ended up cutting a cup and then letting the gas and funneling the gas through that cup into the Jeep, and then that was when the Jeep finally cut on. And then she was like, yo, I'm getting hungry that third, and she took me to the gas station, and she got me a cheeseburger and soda. I wanted a Monster, but she is so against energy drinks, so she would not let me get that. She's like, I'm not getting energy drinks. So I was like, all right, let me get the soda. And then even after we checked out and we walked out, we had noticed donuts, and she was like, let's get a donut. You know what I'm saying? So just topping onto that drink. Got a donut, and she gave me a little more gas, you know what I'm saying? And so use that gas to go to church in the morning, and that's the next time, like going to church. I went to church in the morning, and Pastor, see, nose messing up already. Pastor had a good message. Pastor Ernest Usher. Pastor Usher had a good message, and so he put a couple things on my mind. If you want to watch that video, because of the questions and the thoughts that I had, look at the video that I posted. It's not a short, it's an actual video. I actually put the video up and I edited the video, because I don't be like the video, like stuff like the reason I'm doing live right now is because the first time I tried to do this and I had to edit the video, like it took a long time. It took a long time editing and uploading. I was like, man, forget that. So, but my video from his response, my response video to his church message, I edited that. That was decent because it just put some things on my mind, and I was able to get that message out. You know, that video is like 12 minutes or so. So if you're able to check that out, ahead and please check that out. It already has, it was on a low scheme, but even with the maybe like 17 views, it might have like 12 or 15 views or something, but it has like 7 likes. And, well, I'm gonna just say 6. The last number I saw was 6 likes. So that's cool to know that, because sometimes you see a lot of views and it's like views and likes. So it's like to see that the likes, the people are liking it and viewing it. It's like, all right, boom, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. So like, I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Like the fact that the likes are up there with the views right now is showing that like people are either interested and engaged and just rocking with the show. So next highlight was Court. If you want to look at the church video, I think it's called God Isn't Patient. No, God isn't slow. He's patient. It's a verse. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. God isn't patient. He's slow. So look for that video title. Next, the next highlight was Court. I had Court yesterday. And I just been on a wave of before the first time I went to Court, I had read that one scripture to talk about don't even think about what to say and do, just, show up and the Spirit gonna talk to you. And that was a powerful day for me. That was on August 8th. And so when I go there yesterday, I'm just showing up, this and third. I ain't even had to say nothing, man. They knew, they talked to me, this and third. And so I have all of those funds, you know what I'm saying? I told them I'm still living out the car, no job, this and third, boom, boom. And so they dropped those funds and they converted them all to community service hours. So I'll be doing community hours for the next 100 days. I got 100 days to knock the community service hours out. So yesterday, but I just knew once I got up on court day and it went how I wanted it to go, it went how it should go. I am grateful and I'm thankful. And I was like, I don't plan to do much else, for the day. I'm happy that the court case went as well as it did. It just went smooth. You know what I'm saying? All I had to say was yes, thank you. And so blessings to Judge Parks for looking out and having a heart and working with me. So, that was that was yesterday. Court was yesterday, and then after court, I do my tarot read. After my tarot read, I hop on IG. Kayla messaged me and she was like, "Yo, you free this and third?" I'm like, "Yo, you trying to do the outfit?" Man, we do the outfit, yo. That joint is hot, man. That joint is hot. So if you can, you got the time. It's less than 60 seconds. It's 46 seconds, yo. Check out the video of me. It's a short. I posted that short 3 times, and so because I didn't know which song I wanted to really use, and all the songs go with it. So I use "Shake Something" by DaBaby. I use "Nighttime" by King George, and what was the third one? I can't remember the third one right now. What was the third song? Oh, Turn Your Click Up. Turn Your Click Up by Future, Quavo. Just Future verse. I don't even know what the rest of the song be about, but Future verse tough. So I posted it the first time with Future verse, posted it again with the Shake Something, posted it again with Nighttime. Now, the song Nighttime, yo, by King George, if you haven't heard the song, I think you should listen to it. Apparently, he's a country singer out from North Carolina, it's that third. But the song made me want to move, made me want to dance, yo. And so I'm on some stuff I want to, even when I was on my walk this morning, with Bailey, it was on some, I let the song play and I'm just dancing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it could really, I want to, next time I get up with Kayla or next time I get with somebody, whoever I link with who has enough courage, who has enough charisma to really just put themselves out there, you know what I'm saying? That's the people I need to be around. I'm only around those type of people. Because I'm tired of people with insecurities and fears. Because I'm quick to be like, okay, we can go live on YouTube. We can do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll mention it. I'm like, oh yeah, well, if you want to do X, Y, and Z, we can do that. I'm on YouTube and this, we can. And then that's when it get quiet. That's when, you know what I'm saying, stuff shut down. I ain't rocking with that, you know what I'm saying? So the next time I come around somebody who's willing to you know what I'm saying, dance with me in that sense to create the line dance. I think that's what I want to do next. I think that joke would be so fire, bro. I think that joke would be fire. I think that's just something else I'm just gonna throw out there. And that's on some because people would be embarrassed to do certain things, to dance and da 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 boom boom. That right there is gonna be fire to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think we missing a line dance show. We missing a new line dance. Everybody love the electric shuffle, the wobble. Cupid shuffle is too daggone hard. Whatever them other ones is, boom boom boom, and then it's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. You can do it. It's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. Oh shit. Damn, what the fuck? A bee just. I don't. Hey, baby. Leave that shit the fuck alone. That shit just failed. A bee just failed, bro. That shit's struggling. Uh-oh. Bailey. Do not get close to that shit. That was weird. Or I might need to look into that. I don't know what that sound means. That bee really just fell and is struggling now all of a sudden. So it must have stung somebody. Because you know, when they say once a bee stings, it dies. All right. Oh, but me and Kayla ended up making an outfit. I don't know if I just said that, but yeah, she hit me up. We made the outfit last night. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, we made the outfit. And I posted it 2 times. Yeah, I said that. So we made this outfit. And I was mad. Oh, shit. That nigga got the fuck up. I don't know where he just went. Alright, so yeah, we made the outfit. That video is dope. Now I gotta get back up with Naja, and make put the design on it. So I'm gonna put the design on hers. And shout out to her, yeah, cause it was even on some. She brought some old jeans and let me cut them up, and so I cut them jeans into shorts. And I didn't really know how the outfit was gonna look, the fit, but the jump came out fire, bro. It came out fire. So that's my Medusa Barbie. My Medusa. And so I thought that was so cool. She's like the first person modeling, and she's just so supportive and helpful. And so that's my Medusa Barbie. For Project Extinction. Getting the clothing brand, still up and going, still focusing on it. You know, it's like not letting the dream, you know, keep the dream alive, keep hope alive. Because I had started that joint, and now I was like, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, seeing what the energies, working with the energies to see like, yo, is it that? Like, what's happening in with this joint? Because I done got confirmation for the clothing brand, the dog business, and the chat show. I've gotten confirmation, like, you know what I'm saying, the signs of synchronicities, the people I'm meeting, I've gotten confirmation for all 3 of those ideas. And so it's still like waiting and working, and you know what I'm saying, to see how it all unfolds. Just seeing how it all unfolds. So that has been, just had to meditate, just had to ground myself, to bring myself back. I felt my head getting light, so I just had to ground myself. All right, but that has been the highlights from week number 5. Again, thank you so much for your time, energy, and attention. I do appreciate it. Ways to support the channel: by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the videos. That helps the channel grow and expand. And so those are all free ways to support. If you would like to, if it's on your spirit to give more, then consider purchasing the book on Amazon. So that way one day we can, when we cross paths, I'll be able to sign your copy of the book. You can sign my copy of the book. We can take a Polaroid, we'll take some Polaroid pictures together, tape those into the book, and document our experience. And then I think as well, I think the Cash App is also in the description box. So if you want to bless that way as well, those funds go towards gas and food. You know what I'm saying? When you sit down, when you're on this life, you really start to think about, okay, you know what I'm saying, the importance, the real factors, what's really going on, what do you really need? And you get out of, there's so much that you just like, nope, I don't need this. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? That bill, oh fucking well, ain't getting paid. This, oh well, you know what I'm saying? All of that other stuff, you just start to just let go. You let go of all the other stuff, yeah. And you just like, I think right now, even if I was to get a job, cause I'm still picking up and trying to think of other stuff. Like, even when I try to like pick up other little things or like whatever, like, so for instance, one girl, Courtney, I met, she was like, yo, do Instacart and you can just be a shopper. Well, what messed me up was, since I don't have an address for them to send me a shopper card, that's one. 2, the big part was when I go to start the account, because I had changed my number, that the number was already assigned to somebody else, and I couldn't change the name and couldn't change nothing. I'm like, yo, what in the world? So that person's name is still under on the account. So I'm just like, yo, I don't know how to change that, yo. And so, I don't know. So I wanted to do that. It's just like little things, and it's like if I go to try to do something, I'll just hit this little snag with him. Just like, all right, yo, just not rocking with him. So we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. But after this, what time is it? 11:33. 11:33. I'm going to reset. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go for a walk with Bailey because one of my loyal subscribers, Jessa, I think she's in KSA, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And so as I'm building my tribe and I start to figure out those people who really been rocking with me and those loyal people, she's gonna be my chat moderator. And so I think she said around that 12:30, 1 o'clock time was a good time for her to, you know what I'm saying, tap in and tune in. So it's not that time yet. So I'm going to go for a walk, we'll reset, we'll regroup, and then I'll come back around 12:31, do the tarot card read, and then see what energies are present for the day. But it's looking like, we'll see what happens for the day. We'll see what happens, see what pops up. But just been in the time of just being carefree and just rocking and rolling with the energies. I want y'all to hear that song. Go listen to Nighttime by King Joe. I promise you, that song start playing, you can be like, you gonna start bopping, man. Man, I'm talking about Martin Lawrence bop, like breaking it down. That joint is groovy. It is groovy. All right. This has been another episode of Tangential Thoughts. I'm your host, Q, the Energy Sage, Q, the Disciple, Q, the Psychic, Q, the Cigar Aficionado, Q, the Artist, Q, the Fashion, Q, the Distress Artist, Q, the Knifemare Distress Artist, Q, the Freestyle Nightmare distressed artist. It's like really I've been trying to make up a name that encompasses everything I do. Q the Pharaoh, Q the Ruler, Rick the Ruler, freestyle, distress, entrepreneur, cigar aficionado, talk show host, content creator. I think we're okay with that. Pharaoh, king, ruler, psychic, intuitive, clairaudient, clairvoyant. I am a Shay. Billionaire, trillionaire, billionaire. You see how we gotta skip over the M's? Let's go to the B's. Let's get to the T's. Trillionaire, I am. Billionaire, I am. Just listening to the birds. When doing my reading, even in the 12 pages, he talked about birds and like especially like them songbirds. He was talking about wrens, but he was like them birds, and you think it's like a sweet melody serenade, but it's really the bird claiming its space and its territory. Like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. This is my space. This is my territory. Stay away. That's what they really be doing. They be fighting with their songs type of thing. But we think it's just a beautiful serenade. They really claiming their territory. Like, yo, stay away. I'm over here. This is my space. This is my territory. This is my, you know what I'm saying? This is where I got my food. This is where I got my setup. This is where I got my resources. You know what I'm saying? Because they fight for that. Once you find a spot, man, it be something like once you find your spot, once you post up, and you got your resources here, you claim land to this. You ever play Clash of Clans? Or, nah, what's the, it's a game. Settlers of Catan. That's a builder's game. You know what I'm saying? We got to figure out how you gonna use your resources, and being set up on certain plots of land and in certain locations are more profitable than others. Those are always things to think about. That's why I'm like, when I'm saying when I was on that house wave of trying to get a house and things, I was on some. Yeah, yo, my house needs to be by water. So I can walk out, see a stream, lake. I need to be in the trees. I need to see some woods, you know what I'm saying? That raw, natural estate. So I need to be, but my glass ranch house. Hey, I talk perfection. I am wishing for a luxurious glass ranch house surrounded by water in the forest. I want my glass ranch house. I want my snakes. I want my dogs. I want my monkey. I want my koi fish pond. Snake. Because I got one. I want an exotic snake too. One that's real pretty, real cool. I want the, I need an exotic ball python, one that looks real exotic. I need a baby. I'm scripting, I'm on my stuff. I'm on back on my thing. And mind you, I ain't had nothing, so people y'all trying to think, is he? No. I just have an abundant mindset. My mind is just like that. I live in Delulu. I live in delusional land. I just think I'm always about that. Just staying right there. I am Mr. Grandiosity. Mr. Grandiose. I'm grandiose. You want to call me that. My ideas are so grand. I'm so fantastic. I deserve, wish for a exotic baby ball python. I desire, wish for a albino white Doberman puppy boy. I wish, desire for my glass ranch house in the forest. I wish, desire acres so I can build more estates and properties on top of the property. I wish, desire a horse. At least one. Make it a rose gold horse, a nice brown color. Rose reddish, brownish, you know what I'm saying, rusty. I need that type of horse. And then we also need, so got a horse, a snake, dog, need a tarantula, maybe a bird, just maybe. Because they was talking about if you actually want to own an owl is actually like one of the hard birds. It's actually kind of vicious. Not only is the owl vicious, it is, there's no like with the ball python, I can feed that, frozen mice. But an owl, has to eat live mice. So to have an owl as a pet is actually kind of hard and ferocious and vicious to have. So I don't know if I want an owl, but I'll get a nice exotic parakeet or a parrot. Nah, because then it's gonna start talking too much, and I'm like, all right, shut up. But I need me a nice, quiet, soft-looking bird. I need me a nice exotic bird to keep as a pet. So, and koi fish. So koi fish, tarantula, exotic baby ball python, one horse, a rose gold horse, and a albino white Doberman puppy boy. Acres, rose gold glass ranch house, by water, in the forest, scripting. And so those are my manifestations for today. Yes. All right. I desire and wish for all of that. All right. Oh, I'm also gonna need, how many more pages do I got? I have 1. Oh my God. 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pages left of my journal. Can you believe it? This has been from March 2nd until today. So it's lasted 6 months, at least, from March 2nd to September 2nd. I think we're making 6 months, but now I need a new journal. I need a new freaking journal. So I'm just in a space of manifesting, just looking. So I will, next time I get some gas, I will be going to Barnes & Noble and at least looking at some journals. And I've been on such a wave though. This one right here, I love it. Handmade in Italy. I told Kay the other day, that will be my burial place, Italy. There you go. Buongiorno, principessa. Yo, you speak Italian? I speak all languages. I create a language. I am language. I am poet. I am author. Okay, but what am I trying to say? Oh, test me, try me. If I see a journal that I really like, and I think this journal right here was like $40, bro. And look how thick this joint. This joint was thick. This joint lasted. I was moving through this joint, bro. I was moving. And this joint, dope. I only got 4 pages left, but I might get to a point where I will try me, and if push come to shove, if I see something I really like and it's too expensive, I will walk right out of that Barnes & Noble with a new daggone journal. Try me, watch. Matter of fact, if you don't believe me, I'll record it. I'll have it live. I'll time it all out. Cause it's in my head, it's in my brain now. Like, man, it's still a journal from Barnes & Noble. I'll do it. I'll record it live. But then that would be self-incrimination. If I go steal a journal from Barnes & Noble, that'd be self-incrimination. If I record it, and then that's literally some shit like, You recording yourself, you know what I'm saying, committing an act of crime. Nah, I ain't gonna record this shit, but yeah. Yo, I really had to be a thief in my past life, yo. Cause all that shit is exciting to me. Like, I'm sitting here on some stuff like, why people don't rob banks no more? You know what I'm saying? Just cause. Like when you watch the Batman and Joker, they couldn't figure out the Joker because he was on some stuff like, there's no rhyme or reason. I just do this because. I just add some chaos because that's what's gonna come up. I am chaos. I am chaotic. Just putting it out there. And so, yeah, I wanna do that, yeah. Yeah, pretty gonna say I'm gonna get, cause I'm not with no, oh, just hold out for it, you know what I'm saying? No, I want a nice journal, I'm gonna give me a nice journal. So, what's that energy's word? But I'm gonna give me a new journal, a nice one that I want, I'm not settling. And if I gotta take it, I'm gonna take it. So I'll have a new journal. We'll see, hey, cause we'll see. I only got 4 pages left, and this is week 5. So, and you know I'm a journal every day, so daggone. For week 6, for sure I'll have a new journal. For sure. For sure. You'll see a brand new journal out of this bitch for week 6. Think like, oh shit. How'd that happen? I'm a magician. I'm magic. I'm alchemist. I'm Kim. I'm trying to think of the name. Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to think about. What's gonna be the name? Something about the nighttime, baby. I need a name for the family, for the dynasty. It's gonna be the Kim dynasty. That's what it is. That's the name. That's the name. The Kim dynasty. Bring it back. I need to know how many dynasties that Egypt have, so I know what number I am. I need to know what number dynasty. I need to know what number Egyptian dynasty I am. I need to know what number pharaoh I am in the lineage. What was the last pharaoh? Actually, I think we said it was on the last rule, so I'm not sure. I'll bring this shit the fuck back. Here we go. All right, this has been an episode of Tangential Thoughts. I'm your host, Q, the Disciple.